I've once heard of a story about a group of super brave Igbo people who chose to drown over slavery. I just mused over it, declared how brave they were, and moved on.
If I die, water carry me go.
But let's be real, who wouldn't want to dive deeper into that story? Thanks to Neec Nonso, I got to revisit that symbolism and explore some fascinating elements of art, culture, and tech.
I am a photographer, or let me say visual artist, because I do a lot of things that is not photography. But I start off by photographing, then after editing, I build an augmented environment around as well. I started from film before going into photography.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see a lot of fusion in between.
So this is where the magic happens.
This is beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So the name of this desktop is Ekwensu.
Why?
Ekwensu is a god. It's a deity and not Satan.
On this episode of Fusion, where art meets tech, we'll be exploring how Neec merges photography and augmented reality to create immersive experiences. What software is this?
This is Bridge.
What does Bridge do?
Adobe Bridge is a free digital tool that helps me manage large collections of files while staying organized. I go to Bridge to look at the photos and then quickly select the ones that I need to work on. Then when I'm done, I pick all of them and import into Lightroom. So after Lightroom, I also move some of those images to Photoshop. The application you need to download to be able to view the work, Artivive, that's the name. Artivive, Artivive.
Artivive is an augmented reality tool that allows artists to create interactive experiences by combining physical and traditional artworks with digital layers, which viewers can see using the Artivive app on their smartphones or tablets.
For this photo, I have to take individual photos of myself. It is more than this actually. So you'll see me on different parts. Let's count them. So this is about 40-something images that I brought together to get this. But some of the images though, when you look at it, it looks like you're seeing 2 or 3 faces together. I'm going to show you the augmented environments I built around it. Buff, buff. Buff, buff. So I believe that in the spirit world, when you have these Ogbanje people, when you have Ogbanje, sorry.
What?
I'm saying Ogbanje and I'm looking at your face. I believe that in the spirit world, there are groups of people, right, that say, oh, let's form a club of our own. There are people that are not allowed to come back to life. The moment you are being identified, you might not be able to come back. Yeah, that is why they perform this kind of ritual around the Ogbanje children and they make marks around the body. So through that spirit world, I needed to build an augmented reality environment to do all the extra stuff.
You've come this far. Please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. What's this?
This is an art stand, and I feel like I'm the only one in this country that has it. This guy was designed for studio use, where you get to attach your camera on this. So if you need to, move, you can use this. Let's say there's a model in the studio. Instead of holding your camera, bending down and all that, you have the station somewhere. You can quickly take a picture. You could be moving around.
Ah, I see.
So they no longer make things like this. They're just there for the legacy.
So your first camera, not the one you used with your friend, you bought yourself. This is mine. Do you still have it?
I will tell you no, and I will tell you why.
Okay, why please?
So I'm one of those that when I'm done using this before I will buy another, I will sell this one off. I don't know if you can relate.
I do that too.
So my first camera, which was in 2015 or 2016, sometimes I mix up the date. I bought it for 28,000 Naira, Fujifilm X10 at Computer Village. So at the time, I wanted to window shop for cameras. So I went to the market I saw this camera. I was obsessed with it. Oh my God. And when I held it, it has this retro design, but I took some image and they kind of look so beautiful. They kind of look different.
He has since upgraded to the Fujifilm X Pro 3, which is named Ovor, which means the truth.
So anyone that's holding Ovor cannot lie, right? So for me, if I'm holding this as a, this camera to photograph truths to say my story, I'm trying to say that
the truth.
I want to tell the truth.
Nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth you get.
For Neec, photography is about capturing a moment, and we can see that in his project, Auxiliary Stories. His stories often draw from culture and mythology.
I saw the Auxiliary Stories as a way of doing something for my people. At least now, if you go online to search for Auxiliary, some of the images that I took keep popping up, and I feel happy about it.
Do you believe in reincarnations? Spirits?
As an artist, when you're telling your stories or you are doing your work, sometimes a large part of it comes from what you believe.
Okay.
But like I am telling you, I never claimed that I believe or did not believe in any of this, because what I was trying to do with that project was to document what exists during my time. But what I can tell you is whether I believe in those or not, because really I do not know. So you could say that I'm agnostic about the existence of ghosts or not. I've not encountered ghosts before, and at the same time, I can't say that they do not exist because it might be true. If at the end of the day you need me to choose what religion that I should lean on, I will tell you that I'm a traditionalist.
His participation in the Young Contemporaries program provided a platform to showcase his innovative approach to contemporary art.
When people see my work, I want them to reflect on the people they've lost. Even though they are dead, that they are still alive.
Following this, Neec held a solo exhibition titled Transcendental Signified at Rele Gallery in Lagos. Neec's most cherished piece from his extensive body of work is deeply personal and rooted in the very story I shared with you earlier, Igbo Rising.
Why I chose this particular one, beside the fact that I'm Igbo, was the fact that if you look at some of the stories that they put around it, it says that place still has some disturbing occurrence.
They are not dead.
Yeah, so I wanted to depict that. And looking at it as an Igbo person kind of make me feel proud, because these guys, when they drowned, when they committed a collective suicide into the water, right?
What was their reason again?
Their reason was they would prefer to die than become slaves. So it kind of like made me feel, oh yeah, now I know where my pride is coming from. There are certain things I can never do. So this one is titled Ugbada.
When you watch your face with the liquid of a dog's eye, you shall see spirits. When you watch your face with the liquid of a dog's eye, you shall see spirits.
When I was making the work, I was actually focusing on the man himself, because his name is Ugbada. I think Benue or Tif's side of Nigeria, it's equivalent of what we name people here, Babatunde. That is, if you believe that you are a reincarnation of your father has come. So Ugbada is their own version of it. So I was looking after those people that bear such names to include in my stories. And then this dog came. At the time, I never knew what to do with the dog, but I just knew that I could do something with this, weave it into the narrative. I used the dog to tell the story of this myth that we believe as kids, that if you use the liquid from dog's eyes and rub it around your eyes, you'll be able to see spirits.
Yeah, I heard that.
When I exhibited this in Cote d'Ivoire, I met people from there. They also have that belief.
Same thing?
Yeah, the same thing with South Africans. They have that same belief. The narrative for this is I'm taking a photograph of him and his ancestors, people before him.
When I introduced him as Neec, I know you might have asked what it even means. I was curious too. A name carries heritage, culture, and identity. For Neec, it's a bridge between worlds where every mispronunciation tells a story.
Some people approach me trying to find out if it is neck or Neec. They start off by saying neck, especially the Americans. But Nigerians, they usually get it right by saying Neec. But initially when I started, I wanted people to pronounce it as Nice, because I formulated that name for myself. I think I have that right to tell people how to pronounce it, but people ended up calling me Neec, and after a while, I stuck to it. If you want to work and you are not finding the love or the creativity, you could, do other things like maybe listen around and watch films, eat, play games, walk around. There are a lot of activities. And maybe when the idea comes, you come and work, right? But if you have deadlines and you think you have creative block, creative block never do you. The whole creative block thing is it is us. You want to be better, you want to be so perfect. And you feel like someone has done this before, then it cripples you, then you don't want to create. I'm not speaking for myself alone. I would say this for other artists too. Let us do something that would want to put our names on, let's say, the moon. Let's stop playing safe. I mean, currently where I am right now, I'm trying to create something that by the time I'm done, people would... I don't care, you can forget my name, but I don't want you to forget the projects that I did. I want to put out a show that you will never forget.